morning, Crestdale. Today is February 10th, 2025. I'm Allie Moore.
And I'm Ethan Wong. Welcome to our newest episode of the Wildcat Weekly.
Last Thursday was the pep rally for our winter sports teams. It was a great season. Go Wildcats.
This Friday is Valentine's Day.
Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, so we have 6 more weeks of winter.
On the topic of February events, February is Black History Month.
Now, since it is Black History Month, the Wildcat Weekly will be talking about an important Black history figure every episode this month. Today we will be talking about Frederick Douglass, an author that was famous for his anti-slavery writings.
This month is Black History Month, and today we're going to talk about Frederick Douglass and what he did in his life.
Frederick Douglass was born into slavery on February 14th of 1818. In 1838, he escaped slavery and fled to New York, where he taught himself how to read and write. After escaping, Frederick started to fight for the abolitionist movement.
Frederick knew that he couldn't free African Americans alone, so he recruited black soldiers and helped plan raids in order to help slaves escape from cotton farms, rich folk, and other organizations that used slave power.
After a while of doing this, over 400 slaves were freed from their captors, boss, and owners, and other rich folk. He was a man of honor and wouldn't stand for slavery, an experience that he wished he had never experienced again.
To end off this segment, here's a quote from Frederick Douglass. "Where justice is denied, where poverty is enforced, where ignorance prevails, and where any one class is made to feel that society is an organized conspiracy to oppress, rob, or degrade them, neither person nor property will be safe."
We hope you now know more about Frederick Douglass.
Now, have you ever gotten electives mixed up?
Have you ever been confused about exactly what every elective was and who it was available to?
This next segment will hopefully get rid of your confusion.
Students, it is now time for new elective choices. Here's what to expect going into these classes and what they actually are.
Can you give us a brief summary of your elective?
Absolutely. 7th and 8th grade drama is a semester-long course where we learn the fundamentals of theater, both backstage and performing on the stage, as well as how to use your voice and your body to express yourself. 8th grade honors drama is a performance-based course.
Can you give me a brief summary of your elective?
Yeah, so in dance, we do all different kinds of dance based on your grade level. So in 7th grade, we do modern and vintage jazz. We also get to choreograph our own things in both grade levels. In 8th grade, you get to do hip hop and musical theater jazz. And in 8th grade, if you take honors, you also get to perform on a concert. And 7th and 8th grade both get to go on field trips to UNCC or to Charlotte Ballet.
Can you give me a brief summary of what you do in 7th and 8th grade band classes?
So in 7th and 8th grade band class, we build off of the fundamentals that we learn in our first year. And we start to progress further on your instrument, so we get more difficult music that a lot of times sounds a lot cooler. We push ourselves by learning scales and just learning how to be better instrumentalists in general.
Can we have a brief summary of what you do in your elective?
Sure. My name is Miss Binks. I teach Guitar 1 and Guitar 2. For anyone that wants to take Guitar 1, you need to know nothing other than having an acoustic guitar. If you don't have one, I can get you one. First come, first serve. Guitar 2 is a little bit more advanced, and you need my signature, and we could talk about it if you would like to do it.
Please give us a brief summary of what you do in your electives.
Sure. So in 7th and 8th grade chorus, we're learning to develop our voice through proper breathing, vowel formation, posture, and learning to read music. And in general music, we're learning to play the piano through hand technique, fingering, and also learning music.
Can you tell me a brief summary of what you do in business class?
For 7th grade, I teach business entrepreneurship. In that class, we talk about the characteristics of an entrepreneur. We create our own business, and also they create a mock business plan. For 8th grade, I teach exploring business activities. We talk about all the parts of the business, including accounting and finance, information technology, business management, entrepreneurship, and last marketing.
Can you give me a brief summary of what you do in your electives class?
Well, the Spanish class is an interesting class. This is a new language for students. They need to learn the basics of Spanish so they can improve their life in this competitive world. And the key is just follow directions, and they look at the slides and they keep working, practicing the Spanish language.
Can you give us a brief summary of what you do in art class?
Sure. So what we do in visual arts is we will focus on two-dimensional work, which would be painting and drawing, and then of course three-dimensional work, which is sculpture.
Can you give us a brief summary of what we do in your elective classes?
Sure. In my 7th grade automation robotics class, we work on gear mechanisms, we work on automation, and we work on building robots that do things automatically. In my 7th grade computer science discoveries class, we'll be working on writing HTML code to make web pages. In my 7th grade computer science discoveries 2 class, we'll be working on doing very simple apps within a web browser using block coding. And in my 8th grade app creators class, we work on making more complicated apps that can actually run on a tablet.
You know what to expect during electives next year. Remember, course cards are due today.
I hope that clears up any confusion one might have pertaining to the electives and who could take certain ones.
Now we will interview Mr. Mao, an 8th grade social studies teacher.
Good morning, Crestdale. I am here this morning with Mr. Mao, one of our 8th grade teachers. Previously, he taught 6th grade. How are you doing today, Mr. Mao?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good. Awesome. Let's get into today's question. Question 1. Why did you want to be a teacher?
So I've always loved history and social studies, and a lot of my family members are teachers as well, so it just kind of fit.
Question 2. If you were not a teacher, what would you do and why?
I would probably do something with sports. Not sure exactly what, but sports has always been something that that I've loved. So.
Question 3. When you were in school, who was your favorite teacher and why?
So I have 2 favorite teachers. One from middle school, Miss Ferguson. She taught Global Connections and Mythology, 2 separate classes. So I took both of her classes every year, so I had her 6 times. And then in high school, my favorite teacher was Miss Sharp, who was my math teacher, and they were both just really nice people.
Question 4. You taught 6th grade last year. You teach 8th grade this year. Any interest into moving to 7th grade next year and completing the set?
I'm liking 8th grade, and it'd be nice to just stay in one spot for a while. So.
Now, to finish off this interview, we are going to do a lightning round of quick hit questions for Mr. Mao. Okay, ready for this next batch of questions? All of your answers have to be one-word answers. Ready?
Yep.
Favorite candy?
Reese's.
Favorite hobby?
Soccer.
Favorite restaurant?
Taco Bell.
Favorite drink?
Baja Blast.
Favorite grade to teach?
8.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Mao.
Thanks to Mr. Mao for his interview and opinions. Now, have a good week, and remember, like Helen Hayes once said,
the expert in anything was once a beginner.
Thanks for watching the Wildcat Weekly. Tune back in next week for a new episode.